I'm Edwina, Edwina Davies now, Nee Jones, and this is my friend here, Gwennan.
Yes, and Gwennan Price was Gwennan Clark.
You throw us too immediately into the story. You should have blended it in a bit slower.
Say I am within my square mile as the crow flies.
Dodgy movement of
I'm
the camera.
65 years old. I was born in just the other side of Bow Street, between Bow Street and Dolly.
Nice introduction with photos, that's nice. Nice pull focus.
We lived in the same house all my life. It was built by my great-great-grandfather.
Yeah, she's had a more varied life than me, as you can see. She's at college, I haven't. The only college I've had is what they call Treveri School here, which was my primary school when
eye line
I
is a
was
bit
10 and came
off
there until I was 12.
to the right rather than
And
towards
it
the
was
camera.
called the Mountain Academy for some reason, and still known as the Mountain Academy until it closed a few years ago. But I wanted to be a dressmaker, or a tailoress, but there was not enough money in the family to be able to send me away to have training or to go into college. So I ended up working in a drapery shop in a restaurant.
Photo doesn't go with what she's talking about.
So what I want to tell you about my photograph are these lilies. That's the only thing that my mother and myself fell out about before I got married. Was I wanted arum lilies in my bouquet, and Mum said, "You don't want arum lilies, those are funeral flowers." But I had my way. I had them.
It's a nice little story in the middle, so you
I
warm
made
towards
my own
her.
wedding dress. So Anna made the bridesmaid dress as well. Being a child back in my time was much simpler, and
That's a nice touch.
to me we had more fun than what the children of today had. Because the children of today, all they want to do is to be either on their mobile phones or on the computer or laptops and all this lot, which I don't have anyway. But when we were children, we made our own fun. And also, I think that the parents played more with the children
what she's talking about.
in our day than what they do today. And I think so anyway. But took part in the pantomimes, was in my glory, because I don't like speaking publicly. I wouldn't like to go and give a talk in front of, or a lecture or anything in front of anybody. But if I dress up, I make anything of myself. I'll make it for my Gwenna knows that with his nursery school.
Oh yes, we did. Used to enjoy dressing up. I remember in the lifeboat station and the fire station. She put all the gear on.
I was the fool that had to do it. Our life, although we didn't know each other as children or as young people like that, until you came to live in Penryncoch and your children came to the nursery school where I was then just to help her. And I don't know why our lives seemed to be to run side by side. Because you married an Englishman, I married, well, he's supposed to be Welshman, non-speaking Welshman. So I'm so proud of my Welsh. I'd be very lucky to 5 generations twice in my lifetime. My mother was the...
You need to breathe the piece a little bit more. It's talking.
I'm the great-grandmother.
Give it some breathing space so we can look at some of the images without cheering somebody talking.
It's the mother, but in that photo there, it's Jack, Hannah's eldest boy, who was the first one. That's one thing about this area. Penryncoch, the community in Penryncoch, even as when I was a child, was split community. It was chapel and church, you and us. But Treveri has never been like that, although we have 5 little villages around, but they're only little hamlets really, they're not villages. But there's always been a sense of close community here, and everybody would pull together, which you didn't have in Penryncoch. And it's still a bit now.
It's still a bit like
isn't it, now?
And maybe more so now, because a lot of the people who come and live on the estates, they don't get involved in community life.
No,
it's just,
they don't.
you know.
I don't like the dissolve at the end. The camera moves a little bit at the end. Okay, and go through the piece. So clear expression of an idea. I think this is quite questionable because aging in Aber, I think that was your original idea, but this is more about friendship than aging. And so the clarity of an idea, I'd look again at that, because I think as your idea developed, if it's aging in Aberystwyth, your original idea, you would have had children in it and then the older generation. So maybe that your title now doesn't represent the film that you've created. Well-styled, structured presentation. It's you're fighting with a style to an extent. You're trying to. Some parts work really well when they're showing the pictures, when Edwina's talking about her childhood and you're getting some images. Then halfway through you feel that you're just randomly covering with pictures that don't represent what they're talking about. And that comes with time. You realise that, you know, the more you film, the more you realise that you need a lot of pictures to cover what you're saying, and that will come. And then good production standards, that changes also. Some are good, some not as good. I think the two shot of the interview is good, the sound is good, the close-ups then they're very good of Gwen, and then when you're going to the church, we could have had a little bit more there. It's almost you feel that the editor has had to search a lot to get those nice images, and they haven't been held for long enough. Like when you go across the books, you think, what gone? You feel as if you've been searching too hard to get a nice clip. So that's probably towards the cinematographer. You needed to hold some of your shots, your cutaways, for a bit longer and stabilise them a little bit longer. Like some of the shots of the house, they're shaking. Take a tripod, lock it off, count to 20 probably, and hold those shots, and make people wait for you to get those shots rather than some of them felt a bit rushed. Do you show awareness of documentary? Yes, you do. I think this is a documentary. You need to polish your style a little bit more. You've been adventurous. You've gone out there. You've met people. You've done that research to find these individuals. What you needed to step back and think, right, what is our film about now? It isn't about aging. It's more about friendship, and that's the point you needed to look at. But that comes stepping away and looking back at your work. So, but overall, it's a nice film. It's a good little film. So, but you needed to go back probably and get some more stronger cutaways. Okay, well done.